weekend? No. Alright. Now. Alright, so what did you do over the weekend? Now, we always ask this, I always ask this question, but just to write it down one time. So what did you do? And then we say over the weekend. Like you saw on the site when we had that, there was that 모의고사, and one of the answers was over. This over we use a lot in conversational English, and like I said, in this case it doesn't mean 넘게, it just means 걸쳐서, right? So over the weekend, 주말 동안, right? 주말에. What did you do over the weekend? Now we use this a lot in English, okay? What did you do over Christmas break? Where did you go over Christmas break? What did you do over summer vacation? Okay, 여름 방학 동안 뭐 했어? 뭐 하고 보냈어? What did you do over break? 많이 써요. What did you do during break보다? What did you do over Christmas break? 훨씬 많이 써요. Okay, what did you do over? And just remember, it doesn't mean 넘게. It just means over, like the amount of time, 동안. Okay? Alright, now if you want to use it 넘게라는 의미로 쓰고 싶다면 you could say it took over 2 weeks to finish the project, right? You need this 들다, 시간 들다. It took over 2 weeks. 네, 여기 같은 경우에 확실히 쓰임새 다르죠? It took over 2 weeks. And then you could add something on the end like to do, right? Or to finish. It took over 2 weeks to finish. Okay? Like that. Alright, so if you want to ask this question like a 원어민, okay, like a native speaker, use over. Okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and go around the room this way. Alright, now we'll do this way. Alright? There. Now you both lost. Alright, so we'll go you and then zigzag. zigzag으로 갑시다. Okay, so what did you do over the weekend?
Oh, I have no special things.
Just hung out?
I had party.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my friends had party on Buddha's day.
Oh, Buddha's birthday?
Yeah, that's
부처님 오신 날? Buddha's birthday? Okay.
because one of the older friends' birthday
Mm-hmm.
a few days ago.
Okay.
So,
Did anybody go do that 연등 행렬? Has anybody ever been to that? No?
No.
You have?
Yeah.
So that's called, they call that the Lotus Lantern Festival, right? Okay, this is the English translation of it. Lantern is 연등, okay, 연등, and it's actually 행렬, which should be parade. Okay, 이거는 축제라는 뜻이고, 행렬이라는 거 parade이라고 해요. Parade. Okay, so I've been to the Lotus Lantern parade a couple of times in Jongno. It's fun. They come from all different, temples around Korea, and they have a banner that says what temple they're from. Like it'll say, for example, Chollonamdo Haenam, and then it'll say like Mihwangsa, and then those monks will come and march. And sometimes they have those kids, those 졸애기, with their shaved heads that are like 2 or 3 years old. Yeah, that's really cute. And so how do you say, like 고아원 할 때 고아 이렇게 부모 잃어버린 아이를 뭐라고 할 수 있어요? Right, orphan, right? Orphan. So 고아원 여기 age 이 붙이면 돼요. Orphanage. This is orphan. Yeah, so sometimes they bring those kids, and there's always the dancing monk who as he goes along, he does this dance and he spins around and he dances the whole length of the parade for 3 or 4 hours, and then they get in front of Boshingak, and then he dances in front of Boshingak for a few hours. He's amazing stamina, dances for hours and hours. Yeah, so Lotus Lantern Festival is always fun. I recommend it. So, yeah, you had the party. Anything else?
Yeah.
That's it? Okay. Alright, so a good way to ask in English, 그 외에 뭐 별거 없었어요? 그거 다야. 그래서 그냥 anything else라고 할 수 있죠. Anything else? 또 is that all? 우리 이렇게 많이 써요. 그게 다야. Is that all?
그 인터뷰할 때 anything else 그냥 그러면 약간 한국인 정서상은 어떤 좀 무례
누구한테 말하는 거예요?
인터뷰어한테
아,
좀더
그 면접관한테 하는 말 아니죠?
그러니까
네. 면접관이 그 지원생한테 하는 말이에요. So for example, they would talk about their life and they would say, oh, then I did this and then I did that, and then the 면접관, the director of the interview might say, the interviewer might say, anything else? Is that all? Or is there anything else you'd like to share? 그게 조금 더 정중하게 이거 바꾸자면 뒤에 뭔가 쓰면 되죠. Is there anything else you'd like to say? 그러면 되게 이렇게 좋게 들려요. So is there anything else you'd like to tell us? You'd like to share with us? 그런 식으로 많이 쓰죠. Okay, so remember that in English, so 면접관 is the interviewer. 그러면 면접 받는 사람 이름이 뭐예요? interviewee, right? You add interview 쓰고 그 뒤에 이 두 개 이렇게 붙이면 돼요. Okay, and 이런 거 많아요. 뭐뭐 받는 사람, 뭐뭐 이잖아. Okay, reviewer, reviewee. Okay, all right, good. How about you? You don't remember?
I found new part-time job.
Oh.
Carrying kids in the bus.
Oh, really?
I don't know what exactly it's called in English.
Okay. But so it's some kind of PE, physical education 학원, academy? Okay. So you teach them sports?
No.
You don't teach. You just
Carrying kids.
on the bus. What age?
7 to 12.
So what hours do you do that?
6 or 7 hours.
Per day? So it's almost full time. Okay, you know 영업 시간? Okay, in a lot of places, like if you see a store, a lot of times we see open, and then open의 반대말 뭐예요? Close. 아, 이거 형용사형이라고 쳐. 이게 명령형 아니야. 이게 open the door 그러면 반대말 close야. 근데 이 형용사 열려 있다라는 의미로 썼을 때 그러면 닫혀 있다 뭐예요? Closed, right? So 만약 제가 가게 주인, 제가 사장님이라고 쳐요. 우리 그 간판 만들 때 이거는 맞아요. 네? 근데 이거는 거의 못 봤어요. 여기 이렇게 한번 보세요. 다 open하고 close이라고 써져 있어요. 그러면 이거는 열려 있다. 이거는 닫으라. 이 그 문을 이렇게 명령형으로 문 좀 닫아봐. 그러면은 close 맞아요. 네, open, close는 안 돼. Okay? So if you see a sign that says open, close, that's wrong. Okay? 문법적으로 틀린 말이고 open, close. 그리고 또 okay, 미국에 가면은 그 영업 시간 나오는 거 그냥 이렇게 나와요. Hours. Okay, there's nothing else. This already means the hours we work. It just says hours, and then it'll say open, and then it'll say like 5 a.m. to let's say 9 p.m. Okay, it'll say something like this, right? And nothing here. Okay, people don't say operating hours or working hours. Usually, it just says hours, and then below it'll say open. Now we don't use closed in this case. In Korea, it always says open, and then it says closed like this. Right? 이런 거 많이 보이죠? 근데 우리 이거는 안 써요. 왜냐하면 언제 열려 있는지만 알면 되죠. 이건 같은 정보이잖아요. You can just say open from 5 to 9. We don't use this. But remember that. So if you see a sign that says open and close, 이거는 틀린 말이에요. Okay? Should say open and closed. Open on one side and closed on the other side. Okay, so 근무 시간 물어보면 we would just say when do you work, right? What are your hours? What are your hours at the school? What are your hours? What are your working hours? Okay. All right. So, but you don't do that on the weekend, right? All right. What about you? It's not a zigzag, but
Okay. I want to talk about what I did during the weekdays.
okay.
I work in convenience store.
Yeah.
And
in
then-
Seoul Station.
Yeah. After we have discussion in translation class,
Right.
I started speaking Korean to foreigners. And then way more people than I expected could speak Korean.
Really?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I realized that is just my prejudice, and
I thought you were gonna say the opposite thing. So people were embarrassed or
no. Actually, they understand. Like only like theorists they can understand, but people living in Korean, studying or working, they could understand and they could speak good Korean.
Yeah, we had this discussion in the other class, the translation class, about how when I go to a store and I order something in Korean, the part-timers always respond to me in English. And we discussed that, and we discussed maybe why that is, why Korean people do that. Because I just got back from Japan. And in Japan, like I said before, it's the exact opposite. I go and speak English, and they respond in Japanese. And then I said, no, I can't speak Japanese. And they still respond in Japanese. It's very strange. They think I'm lying. Like, they think I can really understand Japanese, and I'm just pretending that I can't. But it's very strange, because in Korea, it's the exact opposite. I go places, and I always want to speak Korean. I hate speaking English in my daily life. I never want to speak English outside of class, only Korean. But about 50% or 40% of the time, when I speak in Korean, they respond in English. Then I speak in Korean again, and they respond in English again. So we were talking about why that is. And since he works at a convenience store, he decided now to try speaking Korean to foreigners. I'm glad to hear that it worked. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
I
me too. Yeah.
thought you were going to say the opposite thing.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Anything else happen?
Nothing special.
I was just thinking too, Japan though, it's really hard to go as a tourist. Because I went there and I just wanted to, I can't speak Japanese. But since they couldn't speak English to me, it was difficult. Yeah, very difficult. Okay. Alright, how about you?
A couple of weeks ago, my friend was so happy because she got a boyfriend who is her co-worker. And every time I met her, she always brag about her boyfriend's appearance. So I was pretty annoyed. And the main reason she decided to go out with him was because he's just a good-looking guy. So I felt she was a little bit childish. So I said, since we are not just teenage girls, it's not good to go out with somebody who is just a good-looking guy. So, but she didn't care. And a few days ago, she called me and she said she didn't know that at that time, but later she got realized that he was a two-timer.
Oh.
Oh.
So she was pretty shocked. And
Isn't that the story about good-looking people usually?
so,
I think men and women both. But actually, sometimes there's people who aren't that handsome who are really two-timers as well, right? It depends on, I think.
so we drank heavily.
Good. Yeah, so in that case, remember last time we talked about 취하다, 취했어? How do you say that? 나는 취했어.
Smash.
Yeah, I'm smashed. Right, I'm smashed or I'm drunk, right? If you just want to, the standard way would be I'm drunk. And then how would you say 우리 같이 취했어? in this 여기 이거 형용사이니까 우리 동사 이렇게 써야 되잖아. 근데 we were drunk이라고 하면은 너무 그 수동적이잖아요. 그래서 우리 능동적으로 바꿔서 we got drunk. 이거는 많이 써요. 이렇게 더 강조하고 싶으면 we got really drunk. So my friend found out that her boyfriend was cheating on her. Remember, cheating on 하면 on 뒤에 비해자, 당하는 사람. cheating on her. 그리고 다음에 with 뒤에 새로운 애인. Okay? cheating on her with 누구 a new woman, another woman. Okay? So for example, I found out. 이거 found out 하고 같이 많이 써요. 알아냈어요. 알게 됐어요. F-O-U. I found out she was cheating on me with him. 이런 식으로 쓰시면 돼요. Okay? Just remember on 뒤에 당하는 사람. Okay? 누구를 두고 남자친구 두고 누구랑 바람 피웠다. With 새로운 okay? Like that. Alright, so if you want to say 우리 많이 취했어요, okay, then you would say we got really drunk. Okay, we wanted to get really drunk. She was sad. 이런 것도 많이 써요. I got him drunk. Okay, so for example, my friend was having a hard time, and I wanted him to feel better, so I got him drunk. 이렇게 써요. Okay, 그 사람을 취하게 만들었다. Okay, 스트레스 좀 풀어주려고, 놀아주려고. I got him drunk. They got me drunk. 이런 식으로도 많이 써요. Okay, I went out with my coworkers, and because it was my birthday, they tried to get me drunk. 이런 식으로도 많이 써요. Okay, all right, good. Next, 이선.
Last Sunday, some of my friends visited near my house in Oido. And then we had lunch. One of my friends will marry.
Will get married.
Will get married soon. Next Sunday. And actually, I was his first love.
Oh.
And when
So, are you jealous a little bit?
No. Actually, I'm really sorry to say like this. Actually, I didn't love me, but he really loved me a lot. And then after I said to him, I didn't love you. And then he started to come to school, university.
Wow.
And then finally he changed the university and he moved to another university and graduated.
Wow.
And
He was
I
emotionally
knew.
scarred.
Yeah,
Emotionally
I think
scarred
so.
by the breakup.
But I didn't keep in touch with him.
I didn't keep in touch with
I
him.
didn't keep in touch with him for a long time because I met him 3 or 4 times. But
Let's.
he
He really what?
gave me his heart.
Oh.
And
Let's look at. Hold on. Let's look at some expressions here. So 일방적으로 사랑하는 거, one-sided love. Okay, 일방적으로, it's one-sided. So you can also say, it was a one-sided relationship. 그렇게 많이 쓸 수도 있어요. Okay. It was a one-sided relationship. You could also say it was completely one-sided. 이렇게 많이 써요. And then 여기 이 문장 왜 틀렸어요? 이거는 맞게 했는데, okay, 뭐가 틀렸어요? He married to her. 우리 영어에서 항상 수동태만 써요. Married. So got married이라고 써요. He got married to her. Okay? He married to her 이라는 거 없어요. 다 got이에요. Okay, why? Because 직접 결혼하는 것보다 I got my hair cut처럼 다른 사람 이렇게 대신 이렇게 대행 대행서가 있어요. So 목사님 이렇게 해주셨죠. I don't 그런 자격 없어요. I can't just marry someone. I need a minister to marry us, right? 그러니까 달라요.
영화에서 Will you marry me? 이렇게.
Right. Yeah, but that's different. That's a little bit different situation. That's saying, yeah, will you marry me is okay, but you can't say. We can't say I married to her. 이라고 안 써요. Okay. We say I got married to her, and that means yeah. 그 어감이 그거잖아요. 그 목사님이 이렇게 해주셨어요. 우리를 결혼시키셨어요. 시켜주셨어요. Right? It's the same with I got my haircut. We usually say I got my haircut. You can sometimes say I cut my hair, but then people will say, oh, 직접 자르셨어요? People will ask that. If you say I cut my hair, people say, oh, you cut your hair yourself? And then you have to say, oh, no, I mean I got my hair cut. Okay, the correct way is I got my hair cut. Okay, same thing with, for example, 소개팅 받았어요. We would say I got fixed up. 이거는 그럴 때 많이 써요. I got fixed up with her. I got fixed up on a date. 누군가 이렇게 소개팅, 그 만남 이렇게 해주었어요 친구가. 그러면 소개팅 시켜주세요. Will you fix me up? Will you fix me up with one of your friends? 이라고 써요.
Set me up.
Set me up도 써요. 비슷한 의미. Set me up. So he set me up with one of his friends. Okay, a girl. One of his friends that's a girl. Or we got set up on a date. Okay, so yeah, like I said, we consider a marriage to be something that somebody else does. A minister or someone who has authority. 자격 있는 사람, right? Somebody who has authority married us. So for example, I could say, who married us? Then that would be what we talked about before. The 뭐지? 줄에 섰던 사람 누구냐? 그건 물어보고 싶으면 who married you to? 이라고 할 수 있어요. Who married you to? Because a minister 능동태로 할 수 있어요. 타동사로. He married us. We got married. He married us. 좀 복잡하죠? Okay, did you want to say anything else? No? You good? Okay, good. Next.
I was going to blind date on Saturday night, but it canceled on Friday morning.
Oh.
So I stayed home all over the weekend, watched TV.
That's great.
She said she had important thing to something, but maybe she find my Facebook or find my picture.
Oh.
And
that's a sad story. Do you know this expression? Maybe she got cold feet. 이거 무슨 말이야? Nobody knows this? Cold feet? We use this a lot about weddings too. When somebody gets nervous and they decide at the last minute not to get married, you would say, she got cold feet. And then we say, and left me at the altar, or left the day before the marriage. I got cold feet. So you could say, I got cold feet and canceled. 네, 긴장해서 뭐뭐 취소할 때 쓰는 말이에요. Okay, I had a big plan for a blind date, but I think the girl got cold feet because she canceled. So I think 그래서 그런지 I think maybe she got cold feet. 네? 이런 식으로 많이 써요.
취소를 꼭 해야 돼요.
뒤에 cold feet 그런 어감이에요. 만약 그 I got cold feet 그래도 갔어요? 이런 말 별로 안 하는 것 같아요. Yeah, I got cold feet means 긴장해서 아예 못 나왔어요. 참석 못했고 하게 돼요. 취소했어요. Yeah, I got cold feet. Yeah, I think the nuance is always that you cancel. I can't think of a situation where you would say, I guess what you would say if you wanted to say that is you'd say, I almost got cold feet. But, and then you would say something like, but but I went through with it. Okay, 이거 중요한 표현이에요. To go through with 뭐뭐. To go through with something means 끝까지 그냥 했어요. 그냥 해버렸어요. Okay. But I went through with it. So I almost got cold feet. I almost got cold feet. You could say it like that. But I went through with it. You could say, but I went through with it anyway. 그래도 그냥 했어요. 긴장해서 취소할 뻔했는데 그냥 해버렸어요. 그냥 해치웠어요. Okay, 용기 내서. Alright, good. Next.
Last Saturday, I went to Outback in Sicheong. After having dinner with my friend, we walk along the Cheonggyecheon. We didn't know that there was a Paiso festival. There were so many tents.
Yeah, tent.
Each tent has a name of their country, and they sold out their tradition food and their
Traditional art.
Traditional art, and they drink beer on the street and they danced on the street. I thought this was not in Korea.
Oh, really?
I thought in the other countries.
Yeah, so how can you say that?
You can say sorry.
마치 뭐 다른 나라에 왔다는 느낌 들었어요. Then you would say, I felt like I was in another country. Okay? 마치 다른 나라에 여행하러 왔다는 느낌 들었어요. I felt like I was in another country. Okay. We also use this. I felt like I had been transported. 이렇게 많이 써요. Transported to another country. Okay. 이거 대신에 I felt like I had been transported to another country. 다른 나라로 옮겨진 느낌, 옮겨졌다는 느낌 들었어요. Okay. All right. Okay. Good. So you had a good time?
Yeah, of course. We took a picture with them and we ate again their food.
Did you make any friends? Any foreign friends?
No.
No? That's too bad. Okay. All right. Next.
Last weekend, I met my friend and then we saw source code.
Source code. How was it?
Oh, it was pretty good. I heard a lot of bad comments about the movies, so I didn't expect that much. But actually, it was pretty good.
All right. So yeah, about movies. When you ask, you can just say, "How was it?" Okay, we say, "How was it?" more than "Was it fun?" Okay, was it fun? Was it funny? 이거 진짜 한국식이잖아요. 재밌었냐? Okay, was it fun? Was it funny? 우리 안 쓰고 how was it? 이라고 써요. Okay, or did you enjoy it? How was it? Or did you enjoy it? Then what she said is 재미없다는 소리 많이 듣고 가서 이렇게 별로 기대 안 했는데 뭐 이런 식으로 하고 싶으면 I had heard a lot of bad things. 네, 이거 이렇게 많이 써요. 이거 있어도 되고 없어도 돼요. I heard a lot of bad things. I had heard a lot of bad things before going, so I didn't expect much. 별로 안 기대했어요. 기대하지 못했어요. I didn't expect much. Okay? 또는 I didn't expect very much. But was it fun? Was it interesting? Was it exciting? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
I heard that movie is a little bit similar with Inception,
Mm.
but when
Similar to.
similar to,
Mhm.
but when I went to see Inception, I fell asleep because I just finished my midterm or something. So I don't remember the story, but this movie was pretty good.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, I haven't seen Inception either. I kind of wanted to see that. Alright, good. Next.
Nothing special over the weekend, but our church had a party
Mm-hmm.
on Buddha's birthday. On Buddha's birthday.
At your church, you celebrated Buddha's birthday? That's interesting.
I had a party.
Uh-huh.
No?
No, that's okay. I'm just, what kind of church is it?
What kind of?
Yeah, it's a Christian church, right?
Yeah.
Christian. Okay. What kind of a party?
No.
Well,
Our
because
church-
it
our
sounds
church
like
had
you
a
were
party.
saying, it sounds like you were saying 그 부처님 오신 날 오신 날이었으니까 우리 그 파티 했다. 그렇게 들렸잖아.
We had a party for new friends.
Yeah, there you go.
Like,
Now it makes sense.
yeah.
All right, okay. And what did you do?
We had the staff
Mm-hmm.
who cares new friends. They prepare some games to get close each other. So,
Get close to each other.
yeah, it was fun.
Okay. So how long did it last?
Maybe for 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, this last is for 걸리다. I think is important. A lot of people don't use this. But for example, 그 건전지 우리 무슨 배터리에 대해서 얘기할 때 오래 가요? 이거 물어볼 때 How long does it last? 이라고 쓰시면 돼요. Okay, so 많은 사람들이 제가 아이패드 쓰는 걸 보고 그 배터리 얼마나 오래 가요? 물어보면 How long does the battery last? 이라고 하면 돼요. Okay, how long does the battery last? Okay, like that. So how long did the party last? How long did the meeting last? Okay, 그런 식으로 쓰시면 돼요. Alright, so it lasted a couple of hours. Did you meet any new friends?
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay, so people who started at your church, who recently started to worship at your church.
I took my friend to my church,
Mhm.
so that's why I went there.
Ah, good. Do you remember? In Korea, most people don't seem to think about this, but in America, for some reason, 그 개신교 밑에 있는 그 장로교회인지 감리교회인지 이런 거는 조금 많이 구별하는데 여기는 별 구별 안 하는 것 같아요. 무슨 파인지 무슨 쪽인지. 그러니까 in America, that's important. People, of course, being a Christian is important, but then also people say, "Oh, I'm a Methodist." Okay, 감리교회 다니는 사람들은 I'm a Methodist, I'm a Presbyterian, 장로교회. Okay, I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, or I'm a Baptist, or whatever. But they're all kind of different in America. There's big differences between the churches in the way that they behave. Okay, a lot of churches, a lot of Christians in America don't drink at all. Depends on what church you're a part of, but some churches just never touch a drop of alcohol. Okay, 그거 한국어랑 똑같잖아요. Okay, 한 방울도 안 마신다. Don't drink a drop of alcohol. So, for example, my grandfather has never had a single drop of alcohol, I think, in his whole life, or maybe he did when he was really young. But a lot of Christians in America, yeah, you could say they don't touch alcohol, or they don't drink even a drop of alcohol. Okay, but I think it depends on what. Okay, so that's called denomination. This means okay, 다 이렇게 기독교라는 그 범주 밑에 있는 것들 denomination이라고 해요. So for example, what denomination are you? 혹시 장로교회 다니세요? What denomination? 어느 교회, 어떤 종류의 교회 다니세요? Okay? And then people could say, I'm a Catholic, okay? Or I'm a Presbyterian, whatever, denomination.
그러면은 what denomination are you in?
In 없어도 돼. What denomination are you? Okay, and then when you answer, you would just say, I am a Presbyterian, like that. Okay, good. Next.
Today I got an interview, but I was late.
Oh.
30 minutes. And the interviewer just asked me to do something for them, some special talents, like that. So I mimic the sound of pig.
They asked like,
them, yeah.
what your special abilities, and that's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did it, and I made I made them laugh.
Wow. I bet.
Yeah.
I bet you did.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
And it was good.
Okay. So that expression I just used is I bet. Like 그랬을 것 같네. Right? She said 웃겼어요, right? 그 면접관을 웃겼어요. And I said I bet. 그랬을 것 같다. 믿어. 웃겨. Right? I bet. 이거 많이 써요. Okay. What if we say you bet? 그럼 조금 달라요. You bet. If I say you bet. 물론이라는 뜻이에요. 네, 당연히 그랬지. So for example, if somebody says 일본에 갔을 때 사시미도 먹었어? And I would say you bet. Of course. 물론이지. Yeah, you bet I did. All right. Any questions?
다시 무슨 뜻이라고? You bet?
You bet is 물론 내가 했지. 물론 했지. 네, 일본에 갔을 때 당연히 사시미 먹었죠. 안 먹을 수 없죠. So you can't not eat. 그 말도 똑같아요. 한국어랑. You can't go to Japan and not eat sushi. Right? 사실 안 먹었지만 이거 그냥 예문이. 안 먹었어. 오케이.
그냥 다른 질문인데 길 같은 거 착각했을 때요.
네.
너 착각했어. 여기 아니야. 이 길 아니야. 그거 어떻게 말해요? 그때 미스테이크 있어요?
You're mixed up. You're mixed up. Also, you could say you're confused. Okay. And 또 그 추측할 때 상대방에 대해서 추측할 때 쓰는 must 있잖아요. Okay. You must be mixed up. Okay. 착각하셨나봐요. You must be mixed up. You must be confused.
How do you spell presbytery?
Presbyterian? Presbyterian. 아마 이거 실걸요? All right, let's take a little break and then we'll do the lecture.